Hello, welcome to my messy kitchen. You're not seeing the mess of it. No, I got that all done there. Today is Thursday. Thursday, the 16th of July. And normally, or my plan was to have posted today my my mid-month book bash vlog. I am cooking dinner, by the way, or making chicken korma. It's like a kid thing, it's easy. Someone's lurking, I think it's my son. That was the plan, to have my mid-month book bash vlog up. I wasn't able to film a closing last night because my family was just everywhere. And I just couldn't film it. It was also like really hot. Like, oh, Mariandra's gonna laugh when I say this. It was like 89 degrees. Which for us is really hot. I know some of you who live in different parts of the country or world, that's not that hot, but it is for us. Okay, even here, the cat thinks you might want to get in on the action. Oh well. So I didn't get that film, so I said, fine, I'll just film it today and post the vlog up on Friday. Well, I did that and I edited it, and I was so bored editing it. It was the most boring vlog. It was just horribly boring. And I was like, well, I can just toss this and just say there's no mid-month book bash vlog this month. But I decided to challenge myself and make a somewhat interesting vlog to see if I can do that. Something more than me just reading updates. So here you're getting me prepping dinner. And we're gonna try mid-month book bash again. It's still mid-month, it's the 16th of July. So yeah, I currently have a number of books going as usual. I am still very slowly just because it's not super high priority. I'm just kind of doing it when I can. Working my way through a reread of Jane Eyre that I started like last month. So I'm doing that. I am reading The Eagle and the Heart by Helen Castor, or The Heart and the Eagle, one or the other. It's about Richard II and Henry IV, and it was a historathon book for last quarter. Still reading it, but same thing. It's just kind of like, it's not my high priority book. I keep both that and Jane Eyre downstairs. So when I'm like cooking or in something, waiting for something to bake or whatever, then I read a bit of it. So it's going very slowly, but that's okay. Sorry, I'm like chickens. So I have those going. I have a buddy read that I'm doing right now with Bookish Best Friend of Northanger Abbey. That's our Jane Austen July book, and I hadn't remembered much about it, but I'm actually really enjoying it. And as Bookish Best Friend pointed out, they do buddy reads in this book, so it was very fitting that we're doing it as a buddy read. It's definitely humorous and cute. I think it feels very young, and I do think that Jane Austen was young when she wrote it, but I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm enjoying it more than Mansfield Park. I did not like Mansfield Park. So I'm reading that. I am reading Cannery Row with the Lone Star Book Club. That's Randy Ray's book club. I'm just kind of going at my own pace. I may have that finished tonight. We'll just see how that goes. It's not very long. It's an easy read. It's not nearly as devastating of Mice and Men, but I'm enjoying it. I have enjoyed every Steinbeck novel I've ever read, so that's not at all surprising. Ooh, too many spices there. Not at all surprising. So I have that. What else do I have? I'm reading my next church book club book, which is A Change of Habit by Sister Monica Clare. If you don't know who Sister Monica Clare is, you probably aren't on social media. Sister Monica Clare is she became TikTok famous, and she's an Episcopal nun, but she actually, it kind of makes sense that she's TikTok famous because she actually got her start in show business. She was with the Groundlings in Los Angeles with people like Jennifer Coolidge and Sherry O'Terry. Those are friends of hers. She was very shy, and she always felt like she always felt called to a life that she felt called to be a nun, but she wasn't Catholic. She was raised Baptist. She was Mormon for a little bit until she realized that when she was baptized, but I shouldn't say baptized, like like the Mormon baptisms don't count. I'm sorry for any Mormon readers who are doing that. I didn't mean to do that. When she was baptized in the Mormon church, they were also baptizing the dead, which she and the people that they baptized when they baptized her, I think that's where that comes from, were people who had died in the Holocaust. And she felt, and I understand this, very uncomfortable for baptizing people without their consent, even if they are dead. So she left the Mormon church. I mean, she was mostly a Mormon church because she had friends who were Mormons. She came from a really hard childhood. And then she went to NYU. She got into NYU to study acting. And she got a job nannying for a guy who was in the entertainment business, which is how she also got to LA. And she got some of the connections that got her into the bit of the entertainment industry that she got into. She definitely wasn't a household name, but whatever. And then at some point, I don't know when, because I haven't read that far yet, I just finished a part where she went to Jimmy Fallon's birthday party. And it was very stressful for her because she has a lot of anxiety, a lot of social anxiety, and she's not comfortable around people. And this really isn't the kind of life that she feels that she was supposed to lead. But anyway, that's where I stopped. That's where I stopped last night. She went to Jimmy Fallon's birthday party. At some point, she becomes an Episcopal nun. She has started going to the Episcopal church, and she went to one in like Beverly Hills or somewhere fancy schmancy like that. But the name of it was All Saints Episcopal Church, which was the name of my church. We're now All Saints Todos Los Santos because we're a bilingual church. But so that was kind of cool. And it's with my church book club. So I'm reading that. And I am listening to the audiobook, I just started it, of Harlem Shuffle. I actually do have this one on my ebook. I'm listening to it because I'm gonna have much better luck getting to it if I listen to it. The reason I'm doing this is I signed up for Ann Patchett's book subscription service where she chooses books and they send it to you. And the nice thing about it is you know ahead of time what book it's gonna be. Well, the August book, the first book I'll actually get from them, the August book is the third book in the Ray Carney series. I have not read any of them. So I'm reading Crook Manifesto. No, I'm reading Harlem Shuffle now. I may do Crook Manifesto shortly thereafter so that I'm ready for Harlem Shuffle. No, so I'm ready for whatever the third one is. Sorry, my mind's going. This is why I don't multitask and film. And so I'm going to try that. But of course, it takes forever for me to read books that I get on subscription. So yeah, who knows? I have time, let's just say. So I have that going. I'm not very far into it. I just started it yesterday and I haven't had a chance to listen today. And then I'm also have the Selected Letters of Charlotte Bronte going, which is I just pick up now and then and read. So that's what I'm currently reading. I am actually watching some television. I haven't been watching television for a very long time. It just hasn't been appealing to me. But something came on. Sorry, I have to throw something away. Something came on that I actually found appealing. And I'm going to wash my hands and then I'm going to come back and tell you what it is. So hold on. Okay, I'm back. So I knew something would happen this summer to get me back watching TV. I thought it would be Ted Lasso, but that doesn't start till next month. But something came on that got me into watching TV. I'm sorry, I'm massaging the protein for my chicken karma, the chicken for my chicken karma over here. I started watching the Little House on the Prairie remake. I love Little House on the Prairie. I grew up watching the TV shows. I've read all the books. I reread the books with my kids and realized there's some issues with those books, but still read them and still have fond memories of them, even though I do know they're very problematic. So I'm watching the Little House on the Prairie show. I'm on the third or something episode. It's not one I would ever compare to the original TV show. They're two different things. There's three things involved here. There's the Little House on the Prairie books. There's the original TV, there's the Michael Landon TV show, and there's the Netflix TV show, and they're three different things. I will say though, this so far is closer to the books than the Michael Landon one. For example, they're in Kansas, which is where they were in the books, not Walnut Grove, Minnesota, where they really didn't live very long. And also, Walnut Grove, Minnesota does not look like Southern California. I'm going to stick a picture here of my daughter in Plum Creek, which is in Walnut Grove, Minnesota, when she was 5 years old, and we went there. Does not look like Southern California, right? Anyway, so far it's closer to the book. I do think it's, as people would say, wokeified. it's fiction. It is fiction. I mean, this new TV show is fiction. It's a fictional show, and if they want to do those changes, I'm fine with it, because I would rather have those changes than the blatant racism of Ma Ingalls, although that's kind of in there too. I've seen people like throw fit because it's so woke, they have a black doctor in it. Well, guess what? If you've read the books, you know that actually is not something they came up with for the TV show. That actually happened. But anyway, I'm enjoying it. Laura is played by the girl who played Maddie, Elizabeth Zott's daughter in the Lessons in Chemistry adaptation a few years ago. She's very cute. I like her. People are upset that Mary's not blonde, but whatever. I just think Mary's a brat in this book. I don't know, in this movie. So anyway, I've been watching that slowly. I am still not a sit down and binge things person, but yeah, I've been watching that and reading and doing stuff at the church, which has actually kept me busy. We had computer issues this week, so that's been fun. But yeah, so I will try and like do some interesting things during this week, or at least film something so it is not the most boring vlog ever. Like the first one was. We're gonna try this again. I am actually an interesting person at times. Anyway, I will update you again at some point in the future. Okay, so it is Thursday night, and my night did not go the way I thought it would, nor did dinner, by the way. So the kids and I sat down to eat dinner. My husband was still playing video games, and my daughter, I'm crooked, I knew I would be. Somehow the topic of the Odyssey came up, and so I said, oh, when's that opening? So I pulled up my Regal app, and it's opening on Friday, and I'm like, oh, well, let's get tickets to see it on Friday. So I was in the midst of getting tickets, and then my dad called in the middle of it, so I talked to him for like the 30 seconds he likes to talk on the phone. And then when I got off, I kind of like was trying to get off the phone, and I bought the tickets. I'm like, oh, that's no problem. And then I realized I bought tickets for tonight instead of tomorrow night, even though it opens tomorrow night. I bought tickets for tonight for the 6 o'clock showing, and it was 6:01 when this happened. So I told the kids, I said, just go get ready. We gotta go to the movies. They're like, but what? We're eating dinner. I'm like, we don't have time. So we didn't even eat our dinner. My husband says, oh no, I don't want to come. And I'm like, I bought you a ticket. He's like, no, just go without me. It's okay. So luckily we're like 5 minutes away from the movie theater, and we get there, and luckily there's 20 minutes of preview. So we didn't miss any of the movie. We were there before the movie started. And my daughter, as you know, is Greek mythology obsessed, and has been since she was like 3 years old and saw Hercules. That was like it. We went through Hercules, and then the Percy Jackson stuff, and now we're into Natalie Haynes, and I'm gonna get her my copy of Circe. Move this on. So we watched it, and I'm not gonna talk about this is kind of bookish because it's an adaptation. You're gonna get my review of it. You won't see this until like a week later, so whatever. You can skip ahead if you don't want spoilers to like the next thing. I'll even put it down there if you want to skip ahead. The Odyssey, I think, is like such an epic story, and I think it'd be a great movie. This is not it. It's not it. It's not it. Now, there are some good things with this movie. Like Tom Holland, I thought was great in it. My daughter, Greek mythology expert, said when it was over, she's like, well, the only person who looked like they actually came from ancient Greece was Helen of Troy. Which I'm like, a lot of dudes on the internet would not agree with you on that one. But anyway, Lupita Nyong'o, chef's kiss, as Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra, because we get a little Clytemnestra in there too. Okay, this is my main issue with that movie. Christopher Nolan wrote it himself, and he needed to not do that. The screenplay of it just wasn't good. It started off like what really got me. It was really early on in the movie, and it just like it was weird, and it got my mind like kind of thinking about it, and it just didn't work. Tom Holland as Telemachus refers to Odysseus as dad, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right in this context. Like, that doesn't sound right. Like, he wouldn't say dad, he'd say father. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, this is weird. And there was a lot of times where they would do that. There'd be like the sort of formal speech that you'd expect, and then it would kind of go into these other parts. There were clear attempts at humor at times. They weren't funny, and yet there were other parts where I really thought a Monty Python line was going to come out. It was really weird. So Odysseus, played by Matt Damon, is a character that's in a lot of different, he's in a lot of different narrations, but he's always the same character. It's like Loki. Loki, if you're reading Greek mythology, or you're watching the Almighty Johnsons, or you're watching Marvel, or whatever, the characters can all be different, but Loki is always the same. That's Odysseus, right? Except not in this movie. Like, Christopher Nolan did not understand Odysseus. And that was very clear in the way Odysseus was written, and also who they cast to play it. Because Matt Damon, no shame to Matt Damon, yes, I understand that when you have a movie about bringing someone home, you have to cast Matt Damon, because apparently that's a law. But Matt Damon was not a good Odysseus. He wasn't. He was just the wrong actor for it. So that's weak when you're doing the Odyssey and your Odysseus is weak. There were some really great performances. I mean, Lupita Nyong'o was there. Zendaya as, she wasn't, I was a little off on her Athena because she just looked disappointed all the time. Like, which I think was how that was written. And you kind of get like an idea to like what the Athena thing is going on, as you watch the movie. But it was just kind of like, boy, those are some big eye rolls, like dead stares from her. Let's see. Anne Hathaway as Penelope, she did really well with what she had. The problem was that what she had was not great. It's like she had one emotion, but that's the way her character was written. You could tell she was trying to add things to it. And yes, actors can bring alive scripts, but sometimes they can only go so far. And it's kind of like how I felt with Anne Hathaway. Tom Holland, great. Tom Holland surprised me how good he was in it. Robert Pattinson, who plays, I can't remember the character's name. I can't remember all their names. Like, I don't remember the big ones, but he's like the villain guy among the suitors. And he's really good in that. Like, I was like, dude, the sparkly vampire? But no, he actually did a good job with it. Elliot Page is in the movie. There's rumors that Elliot Page is in this movie. No, Elliot Page is in the movie. Elliot Page does not play Achilles. That's what a lot of people have been saying, that Elliot Page is going to play Achilles. He doesn't. He plays another character, which I don't even think is a character in the Odyssey. I think it's a character that was written into it, I think. I don't know, because there's scenes that came from the Iliad that they put in there, which is fine. We do have a Trojan horse, so, there's that. Yeah, so my other big thing was everyone had an American accent. Everyone. Everyone. And I think everyone who was in that movie is capable of doing an English accent, except maybe Tom Holland. I'm not sure about him. Because, Homer meant that to be done in an English accent, right? At least for Americans. Americans want that to be an English accent. And it wasn't just, there were people who did, just spoke like they spoke. But there were other ones with like really strong New York accents and strong like Boston accents. Matt Damon's wasn't strong, but it was there. But there were, and I'm like, just what? What? I don't. Why? What's going on here? It was weird. I could tell that Christopher Nolan had a message for this. I don't think it was necessarily the message that's in the Odyssey, but whatever. Creative license, fine. I don't think he executed it well. And I think had he had someone else write the script who better understood the character of Odysseus, it would have worked. His vision would have worked better. I asked my kids if they had to grade it, what they'd give it. My daughter, my Greek myth-obsessed daughter, said somewhere between a B and B and an A. That's where she put it. And my son's like, A+. My son was not familiar with the Odyssey. My daughter had read the graphic novel. I had read it a couple times in middle school. So it'd been a while. You know, there were things like really vivid scenes. I remember way back from reading it in middle school they just didn't, I remember them so vividly, and the scenes when I saw them in the movie didn't live up to them. Yeah. So I would give it like a C because there were strong performances in it. I liked Trojan Horse. Trojan Horse was kind of cool. One thing I did notice, like I noticed it was rated R, and I went to see why it was rated R because I was taking my kids to it. I mean, my daughter's fine, but my son's 15. You know, I have to be a responsible parent. And it says it was rated R for violence and monstrous violence or something like that. I would say an R. It's fine. It's not. If older teenagers are fine with it. If you can watch a Marvel movie, you can watch this. I mean, yeah, that was kind of how I felt about it. It was a pretty tame R. It was long. It was really long. I wish my husband had gone to it because we could have sat elsewhere in the theater away from my children and made snide comments through the whole thing, because I think my husband would have felt even worse about it than I did. But anyway, so I got like 2 bites of my chicken korma. And then afterwards I said, let's just go get to Dairy Queen because I'm hungry. So we got blizzards. I never get a blizzard, but I got a s'mores blizzard and it was really good. And now it's 10:30 and I'm going to sit down for the first time today and read something. I'm not going to get through all of my reading. I think I'm going to text Bookish Best Friend and tell her that Northanger Abbey just didn't happen today. But I think I'm going to read some of this, A Change of Habit by Sister Monica Claire, and some Cannery Row. And I'm looking at my shelf, and I have Atalanta, Electra, and Hera, all by Jennifer Saint. And I kind of feel like I might want to read a Greek myth for telling at some point. So that one of those might get pulled off. And then my daughter will want to read it. So yeah, because it can't be any worse than this. I think some people might have a problem with the way Cersei was portrayed, but I actually thought it was really good. Emily, what's her name? I can't remember the actress. I can see her face perfectly, but I can't remember her. Emily something, I don't know. Anyway, the whole Cersei thing was kind of creepy. And there were things that were done well in it. It just generally, you know, when you can't get the main character right and you can't get your message across effectively, there really isn't any hope for it. And Homer intended them all to have English accents, and none of them did. Not even the English actors. So even Lupita Nyong'o had an American accent. I've never heard her speak with an American accent. Like, anyway, that was my update on that. This is going to be a very long vlog the way this is going, because I think we're at like 22 minutes and I'm done like 2 days, not one night. So this may be a super long vlog. I'll try to keep it a little more interesting or something, but I'm going to go read now. Hi, sweet girl. Are you going to say hi to your adoring fans? Enjoying some outside time on this kind of not too hot and day? There we go. Someone's over there snoozing now. It is a gorgeous day out, like 70, few clouds, so not horribly bright. I'm just sitting out here reading, and I just finished Cannery Row. So I'm just out here reading. The cat, like keeping the cat company. She's over there. I just finished Cannery Row. I'm not going to go too into details about it because the group read is still going on. I'm going to need to catch up on messages in there, but I really enjoyed it. Definitely, if you are still recovering from Of Mice and Men, it might be a good choice. As for what I'm going to start next, so that was my ebook. I don't know what they're yelling out over there. I went to my Libby's list and unsuspended 2 holds. One for A is for Alibi, oldie but a goodie. I've never read it, by Sue Grafton. And the other was Wreck by Catherine Newman. And I have a couple print books I'm going to read a bit in. And once I do that, if neither of those, I'm going to read whichever one of those has come in. And if neither of those have come in, then I am going to restart Beartown, which is a big book that's been on my Kobo for a very, very long time. And I thought, I should just read Beartown. I know it's wintry hockey and it's summer, but sometimes you need that. As for my print books that I have down here, I am still working on A Change of Habit by Sister Monica Claire. We're into the nun world now. She's on her way to becoming a nun. And then I'm going to start, because the Odyssey has put me in that mood, Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. I have all of Jennifer Saint's books. I've read Ariadne and gave it to my daughter. And then I had Atalanta, Electra, and Hera on my shelves. So I honestly just chose this because it was the first one alphabetically. I also think this is the one that came right after Ariadne. If I remember correctly, like Ariadne kind of ends with like a little nod to the beginning of Atalanta's story. So I'm going to do that. I have it tabbed up for a long time. My goal, this is not one I'm going to be spending a lot of time in. I'm just going to read little bits each day, but I plan to have it done by the end of the month. So that's what's going on with my reading now. At some point today, I need to go get a book and get it ready to be sent out because I sold it on Pango. So I need to do that today. Could mail it tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I'm just kind of lazy today. I was going to go to the gym with my daughter this morning, but I woke up, my knee really hurt. Ironically, not from working out, but from sitting and watching a 3-hour movie last night. And my knee was just super sore. So I'm giving it a little rest and kind of letting it not be in a 90-degree angle for a long period of time. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, that's my Friday. I may have to date again later today. I don't know. We'll see. Hello. It is Saturday evening, I think. I'm in my room. If you hear that noise, that's the fan. I say I think because I had a realization today. My husband is currently on sabbatical, so he has 5 weeks, but one was vacation, 4 weeks off from work. And he has one this summer, he has one next summer, and he has another one he can take the summer after that, but he might push it back a year. Anyway, so he's home, my kids are home. I have no clue what day it is. Without like my husband going to work every day, my kids going to school, I don't know what day it is. If it weren't for my a Tuesday, Thursday volunteer gig, I would be lost. I would be just lost. I don't know what day it is. I still kind of slow day. My knee is still bothering me. I can't remember if I mentioned this. Anyway, yesterday I woke up, my knee was killing me, and I realized it wasn't because I was working out. It wasn't because I went on long walks. It's because I went and I sat through that 3-hour movie on Thursday night. I couldn't stretch out my leg. And it's still hurting me. So I didn't do much today. I made some bread. We'll see how that turns out. Actually, I baked up a loaf of chocolate chip sourdough, which was really good. And then I'm trying a sandwich bread recipe. And I realized I should have done it this evening so that it could proof overnight and then do its second rise. But I don't want to stay up till 1 a.m. baking, so I put it in the pans and then I just put it in the fridge, and I'll take it out when we go to church tomorrow and let it do its thing. So we didn't do much. What am I currently reading? So same as always, I did end up starting Atalanta. I'm liking it so far. I don't know Atalanta's story really, so this is good. And I know that my daughter's going to want to read this because she's big fan of Artemis, and Artemis is important in this. Making good progress with A Change of Habit. The second half of the book, or the part when she gets into the convent, like the first part is very much like a dysfunctional family memoir, and there's so many of those. And the second one is more life in a convent, so it has a bit more spiritual meaning. She's not ever preachy in this, but it does have more spiritual meaning, and I'm really enjoying that. Again, I just have that much more to go. And then I did start today The Two Gentlemen of Verona, which is this month's Bard Room pick. I'm going to probably do like one act a day. So in 4 days, I'll have it finished. And I did end up starting Beartown last night and not one of my library books because they didn't come in. So it was Beartown. That's a big book for me. So I currently have 3 big books going, although one is a reread and it might not count. I can't remember exactly when I started Jane Eyre because I'm very leisurely going through it. But definitely The Eagle and the Heart, or The Heart and the Eagle, whatever that book is, and Beartown are big books. I need to start Stolen soon, and I think I'm going to buddy read that with Louise. And I saw that Louise left me a Voxer message. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet because my husband has been like always here. Always here. He's not here right now. He's playing video games with his brother. So after I film this, I will check in with Louise. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Tomorrow, church, maybe we'll do a drive. I'll give you some nice scenery. Oh, I might have something cool at the end of this week. We'll see. These plans are kind of up in the air, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go check my Voxer messages. There's a lot I'm behind on. Like the Cannery Row one. I should probably listen to all those since I finished the book. But I need to go finish those. And I just, you know, I stay on top of my active buddy reads. But like sometimes I don't have time to listen to all those. And then like someone interrupts me. So I need to go finish them. I'm also way behind in videos as usual. And yes, but anyway, that's my life. So far, this has been a scintillating vlog. I have made dinner, and I've gone to a movie, and I've complained about my knee. We'll see. We'll see if I can make this somewhat more interesting. I'm not, by the way, I tried doing this. I tried doing that little video that everyone takes when they're doing a vlog of themselves reading. You're not going to get that from me. I don't look good when I read, so you're not going to get that from me. I'm just going to talk about my books. Sorry. Vanity, what can I say? Anyway. I'll update tomorrow sometime.
And this is why I never have fresh berries from my yard. Between him and my daughter, I never get a single berry.
Yes, I'm in my car, and yes, the air conditioning is going because it is muggy and hot, and we don't do muggy. We don't do hot either here, so, you know, I'm very offended by this whole thing. It's going to get even hotter tomorrow, but whatever. Anyway, I finished A Change of Habit last night. I really liked it. I don't know if I'm going to do Books of the Spirit review of it or not. I've been toying with doing it. Whatever I do, if I do that, it's going to be after my church book group, which is like August 9th, I think. Second Saturday in August. Yes, but I enjoyed it. It might be a bit niche, I will say that. I'm almost done with Northanger Abbey. Enjoying it much more than I remembered. Ooh. I'm reading Atalanta by Jennifer Saint, and I am, you guys, hold your horses, y'all. I'm going to start The Trouble with Mrs. Montgomery Hearst today. Finally going to read that because Bookish Best Friend needs my copy. So, yeah. That's my little update for today. Other than my husband eating all the berries, I didn't have an update for you yesterday, but I have a car full of groceries that my son needs to unload, and then I need to put away, so I will update y'all later.
This is one of our this is the courtyard, but one of our gardens at our church. Where I work is in that office right there. Yeah, that window. And a lot of people come and take care of it, but we do need to replace that table. It's kind of old. It's going to be a hot day today. There's a columbarium. Yeah, so this is something that we look out on. Sometimes we come out and have lunch here. It's quite nice.
Hello. Well, I am back home. Probably just saw some footage here. That was our Wednesday. It is Wednesday, by the way. I'm closing this out. We went up to a little town. Well, actually, we weren't even in a town. We went up to a lake about an hour and a half away from us. It's officially in a town called Klatskanai, which is really small, but we went up there. It was super, I mean, it was hot here and it was surprisingly hot there. But while we were there, the kind of weather broke and we got a little bit of a thunderstorm. And as you saw, we had a lot of rain coming back. Not shown was the naked guy getting arrested on the side of the road in Vernonia. That was not shown. As for reading, I did finish 2 more books. I finished Northanger Abbey, which I enjoyed much more than I expected. So that's good. And I finished Two Gentlemen of Verona. I don't think I dented the wall when I threw the book. You're going to have to wait till next Wednesday to hear all my thoughts. I'm going to film that next. But anyway, that is my mid-month book bash. Thank you all for being with me. If you would like to play the emoji game, you don't have to. But if you'd like to, leave me a thunderbolt or a raindrop because of our dry poem. We should actually be getting thunderstorms here soon. So I need to film my Two Gentlemen of Verona before before the thunderstorm hits. Anyway, thank you very much for spending this time with me. Like, subscribe, join my Discord. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.